Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, here as we broadcast live here on Pig Dog's YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those free picks are professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who'll be on the show for today. All right, we got Trey Jordan with us, Brian Bitler from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Joe D'Amico, Kevin Thomas in the center square. Chris Ruffalo, I know from near Tampa Bay, is El Ninos, where it's a lot of noise out there. And of course, we got Trey Jordan as well. And this is how they're going to line up today. We got Bitler, D'Amico, Thomas, Burts, Jordan, Ruffalo, Smart. No Smart, it's not Smart, it's El Ninos. And then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, Boston 8-0 was not enough to win that game today against the Rays.
Man, I don't want to say you feel bad for a team like Boston. Man, to be in the playoff race and have a loss like that, I just have a feeling that might be a turning point for the Boston Red Sox if things don't go their way and they don't play in October. So we'll have to see if that loss is a big weighted one. But yeah, definitely a big choke job from the Boston Red Sox
big
today.
Choke job. I know El Nias was at the poker room out there. He's going to be on the show later today. Of course, he was telling how it was just exploding with this big comeback by the Rays, of course, the extra inning. So craziness there in Tampa. All right, let's go ahead and let's get started here with the Drive Thru. Let's welcome to the show Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs. He's doing fantastic work. Brian, what's going on?
I'll tell you what, fantastic weekend. 7-3, 70% in college football for week one. I'll take it. Ready for week two. Started looking at the games. So Monday, big game tonight. I'm looking forward to it. College
Absolutely.
football.
Good action tonight here in college football. Of course, Brian, number one at documented Pig Dogs for 2020. He's off to a 7-3 ATS start this year. He's off doing it again. So time to get on board with Brian. But first, let's get down to business, Brian. You've got a home run prop for us tonight in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, normally I get this home run prop out on the VIP show, but I wanted something for my friends on the drive-thru tonight, so I'm going to go with Adalis Garcia at plus 330 to smack a home run. He is the class of the Rangers right now, batting just 248, but he has 29 dingers on the season. He hasn't had a home run in 6 straight games, so he is long overdue. But he's still hitting the cover off the baseball. Berea goes for the Angels. And this guy is nothing special on the mound, and he's been getting lit up over his last 5 starts. Love this prop tonight. Take Adalis Garcia plus 330 to hit a home run.
All right, we got Brian Bitler here on Adalis Garcia plus 330 to hit a home run. He's in the lineup here, the Cuban-born player here with 29 home runs on the season. And, this is one of the power hitter here for the Rangers, Chris.
Yeah, it's almost a bit of a shock when you don't see Garcia hit a home run or at least get some extra base hits every once in a while. I was going to save this for later in the show, but since it's the same game, I'll throw it in there. You want to pair Garcia up with DJ Peters. I like DJ Peters at plus 350. Whenever this guy gets a hit, he gets a home run. It seems like I think his last 4 games that he's had a hit, they've all had home runs. So I think you could parlay up Garcia and DJ Peters and get a nice payday out of it.
All right, but Brian Bitler here on Adalis Garcia to hit a home run at plus 330 for the game tonight between Angels and Rangers, 9 p.m. Eastern time with that start there. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs. We're off to a fantastic start, as we talked about over in Major League Baseball. We just got a handful of games here tonight. We got that big big college football game between Ole Miss and Louisville, a couple in Major League Baseball. Past 30 days, you're documented 675 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'll tell you what, I still got my best bet available, my college football Monday night money shot. Get my best bet tonight college football for just $30 at pickdogs.com premium pick section. 7-3 for week one, so I'm going to look to finish it out with another W here. And if you don't want that, check out the long-term plans, especially the YouTube Premium Best Deal in Handicapper.
Absolutely, guys. Get on board here with Brian Bitler over at Pig Dogs. You see the numbers here. 675 units of profit past 7 days off to 7-3 ATS start in college football. That is all documented. So if you go over to Pig Dogs Premium, check out his profile page. You'll see all the plays up there, fully documented for you. And, of course, he's got his plays up tonight. He's got his college football money shot. He's got an MLB President's Choice play. 2 top winners up there for you over at Pig Dogs Premium to pick up. Of course, you can also go long-term with Brian. He has that 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. But we're going to take focus here on his college football pass the entire season. Number 1 last year, off to a 7-3 start this year. Only $500. Get every play from Brian Bitler, college football this season. including postseason, the bowl game. So a good time to get on board with Brian there at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Brian, you're also part of that YouTube membership VIP. Just a refresher for them, when they click that link, what do they get?
I'll tell you what, if you get the regular YouTube Premium, you get a pick every day from me, Mitch, Rod, and Joe Madden. And the VIP, you're going to get late-breaking info and at least one premium every single day from me and the rest of the guys and gals. So it's the best deal in handicapping, bar none. Everybody's going to be copied by the end of the football season. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you check out the 2-for-1 capper deals. Me and my Bash brother, Joe D'Amico, who tears it up in the NFL. Maybe you want to team us up for NFL, me for college football. You got the dynamic duo right there.
Absolutely, guys. So a good value right now with that YouTube membership VIP. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll talk to you on Friday, but we'll tune in every day for the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
And make sure you check out in the morning and see Mitch, and the rest of the guys argue about different plays. Always gets fun and interesting. Today I was going at it with him. I like the Rockies. He liked the Giants. We see how that's going down, but tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah, tomorrow's a new day, but don't count those chickens yet. We had an 8-0 lead blow tonight. So let's see.
That's true. Anything could happen. It's Colorado.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. All right, have yourself a great night. Brian Bitler here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue on here, joined by Chris. Now it's time to go up to Las Vegas, Nevada, with the Bash brother here, Joe D'Amico. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, where he's doing fantastic work out there. Joe, what's happening?
Everything is wonderful. Glad to be here. And following up after my Bash brother, Brian Bitler, sports fans, what he said about that 2-for-1 last year. He kicked ass and took names in college football. This year, he's off to a 7-3 start. Team him up with me. I'm 7-2 in preseason football. I'm 1-0 in NCAA football. Guys, you team us up together, and you're going to need a place to hide all your profit. I promise you that.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. All right, Joe, tonight you're going to give us an NFL season, actually it's an NFL future here on a division winner. Give it to us.
Tony, Chris, I want to say something. If I'm going to lock my money up for long term, it has to offer me value. And, you know, more often than not, I don't see a lot of these preseason favorites to win the divisions actually winning the divisions. My prediction right now takes place in the NFC East. Sports fans, right now the odds makers have the Dallas Cowboys easily walking away with this division. Let's put a pin in that. We're going to come back around. Trust me, we're going to come back around to Dallas in a moment. Let me go on to say I don't expect too much from the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Heck, I don't even think the Eagles owners or the team themselves expect too much from the team this year. It's ugly. The New York Giants, come on. Phil Simms, Joe Morris, and Lawrence Taylor would have to come back just so this team could finish at 500. Guys, I am not sold on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to argue that they don't have talent because they do. However, having talent and winning a division are two entirely different things. I don't like Dak Prescott. I don't like him as a quarterback, and he is not a team leader. He's not a guy with a few minutes on the clock on his own 6 or 7 yard line that looks into the other 10 guys in the huddle and says, we're going 93 yards and we're going to score, and they look at him and they believe him. He's not a Joe Montana. He's not a Tom Brady. Of course, I'm using two of the greatest of all time. But, guys, don't kid yourself. He's not a team leader, and he's not a great quarterback. That's it. Boom. The defense, they got more holes than the Titanic, and let's be honest, their special teams belong in special ed. Horrible. This team has a lot of holes in it on every aspect of the team. Offense, defense, special teams. I'm not sold on their coach. Listen, the guy had his heyday, and it was in the past. The game has changed. He's still living in the 90s. I have nothing against him. I think he was a very good coach then. He has not changed the way he coaches, and he is not a Joe Gibbs or a Bill Parcells that could win in different eras. That's all I'm saying about that, or even a Belichick. That's all I'm saying about that, guys. This leaves one team, the Washington football team, solid quarterback core, hungry ball carriers, and the NFL's most underrated defense. And unlike the Cowboys, and this is what really sold me on this team to win this division, they don't have pressure on them to win. Okay, the Cowboys have a lot of pressure. We see what happens to them every year. Come the end of the season, they fall because of pressure. But the Washington football team does not have pressure on them. Nobody's expecting them to win this division, and that's why they will win the division. No pressure. The guys that are on this team, they like to play. They enjoy playing. They play for the heck of playing. It's not a business. It's a sport to them. No egos, no BS. Just good, hard-nosed football, and they will win the NFC East.
All right, Joe D'Amico here with the NFC East, taken by the Washington football team. Back-to-back titles here for 79 regular season. You know, Chris, some people say the best defense in the NFC East, best coach happens to be on the Washington football team, and they've come a long way here since Rivera's taken over.
That they have, and just for the record, Dak Prescott can go 93 yards and scores just to the bar across the street. Now we have to talk about the Washington football team's running back core, because I know, like Joe said, this is a running back group, with Antonio Gibson, who's definitely stepped up. I think Jarrett Patterson's an underrated back, and J.D. McKissick, who is a veteran of veterans across the NFL. And the defense, well, it's a matter of staying healthy in this division. And I'm sorry if you got Dallas as a futures bet. If Dak Prescott goes down, do you really feel good about leaving your futures bet up to the likes of Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci? I don't think so. So I think it's a 2-horse race here. I don't see Jalen Hurts leading the Eagles here to enough to maybe do enough damage to win that division. I think if you're looking at a defensive perspective, a defense winning this division, I think you've got to go with Washington, especially at plus 185.
Yeah, can't argue that. Washington here, plus 185 to win the NFC East from Joe D'Amico here. And we'll go ahead and look at the Washington football team as they get started here this week. All right, Joe, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. We got the limited card tonight. We got that football game, 2 baseball games in prime time. You're doing fantastic work here, showing the positive here the past 3 days. Really good NFL preseason. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, Tony, I have no baseball left on the card. I'm a little more particular. For me, I'd rather have one wife like Heidi Klum than 100 that look like Rosie O'Donnell. To me, less is more. I'd rather have a few games that I put out strongly than put out a lot of games. Now, for the guys that put out a lot of games and they do well, more power to them. For me, I'm a little more selective. I don't have anything left on the board tonight, but I went 7-2 in NFL preseason. I only had one game this week in college football. Outright winner with the Nevada Wolfpack, got everybody paid. As a 12-time NFL and 13-time college football top 10 handicapper, this is going to be the best season yet. This is the last chance, the next few days, guys, to get my early bird season discounts on college football, pro football, and the combo package. Only at Pick Dogs, because we're going to take them down. They go to regular season prices. You'll pay twice as much after this week. Only at Pick Dogs. And like Brian said, my Bash brother, team me up with Brian, man. He's a little country. I'm a little rock and roll. You're going to get the best of both worlds. Team me up with Chris. Team me up with Tony. Team me up with Kevin Thomas, KT. His name is on the leaderboards all the time. Team me up with one of these great cappers. Dip your toe before you dive in. I promise you'll come back for a longer stay.
That's right, guys. Get aboard here with Joe D'Amico over at Pick Dogs. Come off a really good NFL preseason, showing positive results the past 30 days. He's got that NFL and college football combo season pass discounted. It's a great value right now. If you go over to Pick Dogs Premium and check out Joe's profile page, pick that one up. You'll get every play from Joe D'Amico from the NFL, regular season, and postseason. Every play from Joe D'Amico, college football, regular season, and the bowl games on one pass right now. Scroll down to the bottom right here. You'll find it. Joe D'Amico's 2021-2022 NFL and college football season pass. Get on board with Joe D'Amico over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Joe, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Tony, Chris, everybody, Kevin, have a great day tonight. Everybody out there, good luck. Have a winning day.
Winning day to you as well. Joe D'Amico here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue our coverage here. Join here with Chris. Just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We got Mitch, Ron Zawacki, Brian Bitler, Joe Madden sits in. You see her on the weekends as a co-host with that new format, which is really good on Saturday. And of course, we got that membership YouTube VIP, a really good value there. So follow the link below and get signed up. And of course, we're here Monday through Friday with the Drive Thru at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, we always ask for your help to help us build up our audience. It's those likes, those thumbs up, Chris, that really helps us out.
Absolutely, Tony. They do. All the new stuff that we've been debuting at Pick Dogs, it's all for the Pick Dogs family because of the love and support you've given us over the years. Lets us know that you guys like what we're doing, and the new morning show, the new format, and bringing new people in. That's just a product of that. So keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. It helps us out a bunch. Doesn't cost you a thing. It's right underneath the video if you're already watching. And show you guys how much we appreciate it. I know it's a slow card today, but we appreciate you guys coming out to the drive-thru. So 100 likes. I've got a 2-player home run prop parlay for you guys tonight. Same game parlay. Some of you are definitely not going to want to miss out on for tonight's action.
All right, let's get those likes, those thumbs up coming in. We get to 100. And of course, we get those 2-player prop here from Chris Ruffalo tonight. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Let's welcome Kevin Thomas as we'll take a look at that college football game tonight. Kevin, what's happening?
No, not much, guys. How you guys doing?
It's going great. All right, here we go. 8 Eastern time on ESPN. Ole Miss to face Louisville, neutral site. Ole Miss laying 9, total 74.5.
Yeah, that total was 76 at one time on August 22nd, and it slowly went down, and down because they want your money on the over. 74.5 is still a steal. As I always say, if they're offering a hook, make sure you get the hook. Like I said, I got it 75.5. 74.5 is fine right there. Last year, Mississippi, one of the best scoring offenses in the SEC, and we all know how tough the SEC defenses are. 5 of their 8 conference games went over 75 points right there. But in non-conference games, 75 scored 0 out of 4 times. So that tells me Mississippi could care less of non-conference games. Now, this is a huge game being played in Atlanta. Like Tony said, it's at a neutral site. Both teams want to come out strong. Mississippi, they're going to run the ball. That's what they want to do. But then you got the Cardinals, great defense. Really didn't lose too many. I think 2 safeties are gone, but they still keep their shutdown corners. So quarterback Matt Corral of the Rebels, he had some problems with the corners. LSU, Arkansas, 11 interceptions. So I think Mississippi, without their coach, Lane Kiffin, out with COVID, I think they're going to want to play more of a run the game. So I don't see this one going over at all. Now, Louisville, they do have Malik Cunningham. Everyone's compared him to Lamar Jackson. I see maybe a little bit of that. A lot of turnovers, though, fumbles. I'm not sure he's got the arm. I'm not sure if he's as fast, but he kind of looks like Lamar. I don't think he's going to, do much in point-wise tonight. They need to pull up at least 30 points for this one to go over. I think they might stop at 30 points. So I'm definitely on the under here, 75 or 74.5.
All right, Kevin likes the under here, 74.5 here with Ole Miss and Louisville. All right, Chris, we know Ole Miss an explosive team. Well, of course, you always worry about that defense that gave up over 500 yards a game last year.
Yeah, and 38 points. But I think, you got to look at the main issue for me, if you're taking the full game totals, you got to make sure that you're hoping that Malik Cunningham is healthy, because that was the issue with him last season. I think my best free play here would be the team total for Ole Miss over, because the offense is still healthy. Matt Corral's healthy. He threw for over 3,300 yards last year, 29 touchdowns, and like Kevin said, this is an offense that even before Lane Kiffin was good at putting up points against some of the better teams, and Louisville's had their issues defensively as well. So I'd probably lean towards Ole Miss team total over in this one.
I'll ask this to go over to Kevin here. With the Louisville run game, they did lose their top running back, but their 3 running backs that contributed last year are back. They averaged over 5 yards a carry. In fact, the 2 seasons under Satterfield. So you look concerned here. They could keep it on the ground here against Ole Miss. Of course, that might run clock, but there's always those big running plays that you got to worry about.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Malik Cunningham might end up with the most rushing yards here, and I think the clock does continue to run, as I think both teams play safe in the first quarter. So I see maybe 10 points total, and we're looking at 74.5. I mean, we were all shocked when Notre Dame went over the other night, because that's one everyone figured would go under. This team against Alabama last year put up 110 points, but like I said, in non-conference, they didn't get close to 75 points. They were all one of 74, and everything else was under. I don't see Mississippi without Lane there doing any of their trickery. I think it's just going to be short, nose to nose, run the ball, and I think Louisville will be up to the task here to stop most of that. All we need is 4 3-and-outs, and this one goes under.
Yeah, and of course, last night's game was played in Florida. That heat and humidity, we saw the defense wore out, but this game will be played in air conditioning, so you won't have that humidity and heat factor in this spot. All right, Kevin on Ole Miss and Louisville under 74.5. This one has a start time of 8 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Kevin, well, tonight we've got those 3 games going tonight. We've got the 2 from Major League Baseball, the college football game. There's a WNBA also on the schedule. I forgot about that. I think Rod Zawacki might have reminded me of that. But what do you have going on over at the site?
You get my Monday night lockdown on that college game we were talking about. I do have my top play on the side on that game. I'm not going to lie, week 0 was horrible for me. I started off 0-3 and then another loss, but since then I'm 7-3-2 in college. Week 0 is usually a hit or miss for me, but after that, when those lines and those odds makers start lining in and totaling up, I kind of jump on them, and I usually do pretty good. So it's a good time to get on board. 30 days, the best bet. It's the cheapest bet. I mean, you could buy a package from me for the whole season at a discounted price. Hell, I prefer if you pay every day, because I'm going to make more money that way. You do what you want. When I'm hot, buy me. When I'm hot, buy someone else. That's fine with me. You can't go wrong with any of these guys on this site. But as long as you're buying and tuning in, thumbs up. We're loving you. Thank you.
All right, guys, get on board here with Kevin Thomas over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, he's got that college football Monday night lockdown tonight. He's got his side from that Ole Miss and Louisville game, so get on board with that. Of course, you can also go long-term with Kevin. He has that 3, 7, and 30-day all sports pass. That 30-day all sports pass, you get every play from Kevin for 30 days. That would include, of course, Major League Baseball as we go through the pennant races here. Also include NFL for 30 days. And, of course, as well as college football. So a lot of football, a lot of baseball there when you get that 1 month pass. And if you add a second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value when you match them up, let's say, with the Bash Brothers, with Brian Bitler. You can match them up with Ron Zawacki, Chris Ruffalo, Joe D'Amico. You pick the capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, Kevin, as always, great having you show. Continue that. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
Yeah, hey, NFL, let's go, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this NFL season started. We're very excited about that. All right, Kevin Thomas here on the Drive Thru here, joined by Chris Ruffalo. Let's continue on with our coverage here. We're going to go ahead and welcome Jovan Burts to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's done really well here on the show with some of his picks here. I know he had a big dog on Friday night. Jovan, what's going on?
Oh, man. A brutal day for the Red Sox. You know?
Oh, yes. I forgot. He's from Boston. That's right.
And I was in traffic. Oh, they were sitting pretty. Then, slowly but surely, just like a leaky faucet.
Yeah,
it's just pitiful.
Oh, and that was my reason with this Boston Red Sox team is their pitching staff just gives up too many runs. At some point, that offense is going to stall on you, right? It's amazing. They just give all those even when they win.
The offense didn't stall though.
No,
9 runs is supposed to win.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. And we knew coming into the season the pitching staff was questionable, right? They were outscoring teams early, and then, of course, it's catching up here where the pitching has just gone down the drain,
But this one was brutal.
No, it's a brutal loss. And tomorrow they got to face a hot pitcher, Rasmussen, who's been pitching hot for the Rays, so it's a tough one tomorrow. All right, here we go. Now it's time to look at NFL here. You're looking at a Defensive Player of the Year prop.
Yeah, so I'm going with Khalil Mack. As Defensive Player of the Year, plus 1,500. Now, he's one of the best in the game. But in the past few years, Aaron Donald has basically overshadowed anyone who's comparable to him. He's won 3 out of the last 4 Defensive Player of the Years. But I think, his time at getting those awards might pass him just on the strength of, the voters don't want to give it to a guy, more than like 3 times. They gave it to J.J. Watt 3 times. That capped him. I think it's going to cap Aaron Donald. So, Khalil Mack won this award in 2016 where he put up a stat line, of 11 sacks, 73 combined tackles, an interception. In his days in Oakland, he was putting that up regularly. 15 sacks, 10.5 sacks, just an unstoppable force. In tackles within the 70s, game plan for him, can't stop him. But since he's been with the Bears, his tackle numbers have went way down, the average of 25 less a year. And I think that this year, the way the schedule sets up, he has some pretty nice battles against teams that porous on the offensive line. Teams like the Lions, twice. You got one against the Steelers. Big Ben likes to hold the ball a little bit too much. Games against the Seahawks. That's a team where the old line doesn't really protect Russell Wilson, so he gives up a lot of sacks. And I just think that for the money, for the value, 1,500, put your money on Khalil Mack. And if you want to go with one of the guys that's more popular, like a T.J. Watt, J.J. Watt's younger brother, who I know there's some voters that clamor to get him the award. You put another 100 on him at plus 800, or you go one of the Bosa brothers, Nick Bosa is plus 1,500, and Joey Bosa is plus 1,200. So if you take $300, put Khalil Mack and one of the other names I just said, you're probably going to get your money back and then some.
All right, we got Jovan here on for the show here. Khalil Mack to win NFL Defensive Player of the Year at plus 1,500. All right, Chris, we know quarterback change here with Chicago. things might look a little better offensively, maybe have better time of possession, give that defense a little bit more rest, helps Mac's chances.
Yeah, I got to keep my notebook hidden somewhere because Joanne just gave out my pick for the defensive player of the year. I like Khalil Mack, but I also like TJ Watt because, I think that if the Steelers are going to have any sort of success this year, it's going to have to be through the defense. And TJ Watt becoming the stalwart of that defense, led the league in sacks last year, I believe. And but I think Khalil Mack giving you some extra value at plus 1,500. This guy's been a machine, been a tackling machine, and like Jovan said, it's when you play the Lions twice, you're probably going to have a couple of good games there. You're probably going to have, a great game against the Vikings, especially if you get Kirk Cousins in prime time. And well, Patriots likes to move the ball out of that division as well. So, just the division games alone give you some good value.
All right, you look at Khalil Mack. Oh, I'm going to bring. We got someone in the chat room mentioned Chase Young there, Jovan. Your thoughts on Chase Young's chances?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like Chase Young too, but I just think that, what's his second or third year? So I don't think he has the cachet yet. With these awards, it's all about cachet and, it's all about popularity sometimes. And I just don't think that he has it. He's starting to get there as far as that. His gameplay is he's a hell of a defensive player. You got a game plan against him. But at the same token, it's just not about the field, the play on the field. Because they was giving it to J.J. Watt, and he wasn't the best defensive player in some of those campaigns. So it's just one of those things.
All right, Jovan here on Khalil Mack to win NFL Defensive Player of the Year plus 1,500. All right, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. Jovan, well, tonight we got 2 baseball games in prime time. We also have the college football game. Look at your numbers here. The past 3 days, 1,059 units of profit. That's all documented. If you visit Jovan's profile page over at Pig Dogs Premium, you can check all the numbers up. They'll all add up because it's documented. 1,059 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, so it's Monday, so you know what that means. I already got 2 that went by the wayside. Like I said, that Red Sox was brutal, but I have one more that I'm gonna put up as soon as my segment's over for my Money Bag Monday play of the night. And it is what it is. Putting up decent numbers, looking to continued on my success in college football. While week 1's coming up in the NFL, and my suggestion is tap me for that 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. Take a test drive on that 3-day, get you positive results, and then come back for some more. Get the weekly, get the monthly, get the yearly, or get one of my season passes, my NFL pass, or my NFL pass, my college football pass, or the combination at a low price. $699.99. It's you also match me up with one of the other cappers, the 2 foreign cappers. It's all there, those Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Jovan Burts over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here, 1,059 units of profit. He'll have a play up for you tonight, so be able to check out his profile page when he completes his segment. Of course, the best value is going with those long-term passes. The 2-for-1 capper promotions on that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. You can match Jovan with another capper, with Chris, with Rod Zawacki, Brian Bitler. You also have other cappers like Trey Jordan, Kevin Thomas, Joe D'Amico, Big Al McMorty, who's doing fantastic work. So get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. Try him out with that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass, and then take those winnings and go long-term with Jovan. He has that college football and NFL season pass, it all in one. All right, Jovan, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you later in the week.
Yeah, have a good night. Win. We see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Jovan Burts here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on with our coverage. We got to get to 100 likes. Chris, what do you got for us?
I got 2 home run props, basically the same game parlay. If you can pull that off, then this is going to be some great value for you tonight. 2 home run props. And the nice thing about 100 likes is I can use fancy percentages to make it sound a lot more impressive. We're about 40% of the way there. We've got 40 likes going on right now. So we're almost halfway there. We still got plenty of time to go. So get those likes coming in.
Keep those likes coming. Let's get to 100. We're about 40 right now. It's still a lot of time. Let's get those home run props from Chris. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Let's welcome Trey Jordan to show you find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Trey, what's happening?
Not much. How y'all doing?
It's going great. All right, here we go. Thursday night football here. You're going to be looking at this one. Buccaneers to host the Cowboys on Thursday, 8:20 Eastern Time, NBC. Bucks laying 7.5, total of 52.
Yes, sir. NFL starting this week. Very excited. Not much to go on here today, and I was going to jump ahead to that Thursday night football game. I'm thinking this NFL season is going to start with a bang. I think it's going to be a back and forth contest between the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the over 52 here. Cowboys, once again, disappointing defense. And while their strength is in their front eight, I just still don't think they've done enough with their secondary to make you believe that their defense is going to turn the corner this year. They do bring Dan Quinn and a couple safeties from the Falcons, but, I mean, the Falcons, they weren't good last year. Arthur Smith's new head coach there, and I don't think he's going to be able to turn the page here with these fellas. Again, against the Buccaneers, one of the deepest offensive lineup groups and skills players you can have with Fournette, Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronk, O.J. Howard. I don't think that the secondary can hold them there. You got the props for Brady and Prescott at about 290 and 300. I think this is going to be a lot of throwing in this game. Both these defenses their strengths are in their front eight, with the Buccaneers with Sue, Villa, Pierre-Paul. I don't believe in they got some young cornerbacks there. I know they performed well against the Chiefs there in the Super Bowl, allowing under 250, but let's not remember the first time they faced the Chiefs, they gave up about 450. So I think at the beginning of the year, Prescott, people are going to think, he hadn't played in so long, and he's going to come out struggling. But he's got some great wide receivers himself, and Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. I don't think that running game is going to get going with Elliott. They got that right guard with the COVID protocol. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. The ball's going to be hitting the ground some. I don't think they're running the ball a whole lot, so the clock's not going to tick out when we get that over here. I want to look at Dak Prescott's games last year before he got injured. He started not so hot, 17-20 loss to the Rams. But in his next four games, the Cowboys scored 40, 38, 38 again, 37. And while the Buccaneers, their complete team, obviously won the Super Bowl last year, they started with giving up 34 points to the Saints last year, scoring 23. Then they scored 31, 28, 38, and then 19 in that loss to the Bears. I think that's the Tom Brady. He didn't know what down it was, I believe. That's what that was. But, yeah, I just see a big advantage in the wide receivers over the cornerbacks in this game. Yeah, I agree with Joe. I'm not a big Prescott guy, but I believe in his last year he's leading the league in passing yards. So I definitely think he can sling the ball. That defense just always lets them down. So I'm looking for a shootout Thursday night to begin the NFL season with a bang. I'm taking that over 52. The over is 4-0 last four. Cowboys is an underdog. 5-2 the last seven overall. 8-2 last 10 is a home favorite for the Bucks. 4-1 the last five in Week 1. 4-1 the last five in September. And 7-3 the last 10 and Thursday night games. So, yeah, let's go for that over. A lot of points Thursday night.
All right, Trey says go over here, Buccaneers and Cowboys. Really can't argue that one, Chris, because, again, look at the site. This is being played, over in Tampa Bay. We saw what happened there in the Florida game last night where you get that heat, humidity, and the defenses get tired in the second half. And some of these defenses, they don't play. They didn't play a full 4 quarters in preseason, so you always have to worry about that condition and defense. And these offensive coordinators are smart. Work these defenses in the second half.
That's true. I mean, for me, it's a side of two coins. You have Thursday night football, which has historically been known for sloppy performances, but you also have the season opener. So it's one of those things where it's like maybe those two cancel out. I just want to see how healthy Dak Prescott's going to be before really investing in this Cowboys offense long term. I know he has the weapons like CeeDee Lamb and Cooper and Elliott, but again, this is a guy that's coming off a really devastating injury last year, and I just want to make sure that he's going to really be effective at 100% before really instilling any faith. But I do think you can lean towards the over here because I think Tampa Bay could really get us a big chunk of that on their own.
All right, Buccaneers, Cowboys over a total of 52. This one will kick off Thursday night at 8:20 Eastern time over on NBC. All right, Trey, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we know we have that college football game night, Ole Miss and Louisville, 2 Major League Baseball games in the prime time. What do you have going on over at the site?
I just have one more play tonight, Monday Night Football play on that college football game, Ole Miss and Louisville. I had a game go off right before the show started. That's looking all right, and I believe that the college football game will be the decider on a slight winning or slight losing day. So jump on that. I'm going to be hitting it hard, and as always, get that longer term pass, get that week pass, get a college football Friday, Saturday, get NFL Sunday. We're still betting MLB. Had a good day yesterday, 4-1, and just trying to keep that going here tonight and team you up with anybody on here. Like I say, from the Owls to the Wackies, you got great cappers here. Team you up for 2-for-1. It's one of the best deals you can get on the website. And now's the time. It's football time. Almost getting to hockey and NBA, but I know everybody wants. It's going to be one to be betting on that week 1 football here in the NFL. So jump on those packages or team me up. My guy James Clark. I know he's killing in college football so far this year as well. And go to pickdogs.com or sportsjackplace.com. Also, you might want to, if you're not in that Facebook group, I know Rod's Wacky was in there today giving out a Canadian Football League winner. So if you got a profile picture and can follow the rules, jump in that Facebook group. It's a lot of chatter in there. People are just looking to help each other win. And I'm going to turn off here and hit that thumbs up and get those home run props from Chris.
Absolutely, guys. Again, I'm here with Trey Jordan over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got his Monday night college football game up right now. Get on board with that. And, of course, you can get go long-term with Trey. He's at 3/7/30 Sports Pass. He also has his football passes up there. You want to combine that NFL and college football season pass. Every play from Trey from the NFL and college football. We're talking playoffs, regular season, and bowl games right now at a really affordable price, $750. So check them out over at Pig Dogs Premium and get on board with that NFL and college football season pass from Trey Jordan right now. All right, Trey, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you next week, if not sooner.
All right, thank you, Tony. Chris, y'all have a good night.
All right, Trey Jordan here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on, joined by Chris. Chris, why don't you give us the update on the likes? We got to get to 100 for those home run props.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, 100 likes for those home run props. Yeah, I started talking about fancy percentages, and that's where I got my mindset to. But we're 60% of the way there. We got 60 likes. We need another 40. You just got to hit that like button underneath the chat box there, or if you even have the chat box open. But hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And it's going to help us get to 100. It's going to get you those 2 home run props tonight. Could be a same game parlay if that's something that's something you're able to do.
All right, so let's get those thumbs up coming in. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. It's time for Chris. You're up next with your game tonight. Astros and Mariners at 7 Eastern time. We got Astros laying 203, total 8.5.
Yeah, and this is a line that has definitely moved, mainly because, well, it's just the writing's been on the wall. I think if you follow me, I like this Houston Astros team against left-handed pitching. The Seattle Mariners starting Yusei Kikuchi tonight. Yusei Kikuchi, I say yuck. He has not been the same pitcher in the second half of the season. Went into the All-Star break with an ERA around 3.5. Now he's sitting just with an ERA just shy of 5.5. Whip over 1.5, and this just has not been a good second half of the season for Yusei Kikuchi. And in his career, he struggled against Houston, 1-4 with a 5.50 ERA and a 1.47 WHIP in 10 starts. Now you can say, okay, well, Kikuchi threw a nice outing against the Astros in his last start. Problem is, his success against the Astros is coming at home at T-Mobile Park, which is a pitcher's ballpark. On the road, his lone start against the Astros this season gave up 7 runs, and that's not those aren't numbers you want when you're going up against an Astros team that's hitting .272 against left-handed pitching this season, the best mark against lefties in the league, as well as leading the league in RBIs against left-handed pitching. I'm not president of the Lance McCullers fan club by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been pitching well. He won the matchup between McCullers and Kikuchi not that long ago when they squared off. I got to think similar results here. I think we saw it was a 12-3 score, I believe, when the two faced off. I don't know if we get to that much, but I do see a Houston win on the run line here, so I'm going to take Houston minus 1.5 in this one.
All right, Chris is going to go Houston with the run line here, a minus 1.5 against the Seattle Mariners. It's one thing to note here with this Houston team. I know, and they can be sleepy at times, but they have been really good against the division. That's something to take note here. And of course, against Seattle, they're 21-3, past 24 at home against Seattle. So they've dominated the Mariners at home. Against the AL West this year, Houston is showing 37-19, profiting about 8.5 units and outscoring their opponents by 2 runs. So the Astros have been looking sleepy. They lose games, but it seems they get it together when they face a division.
Yeah, this is simply a case of what we've been talking about over the first week of the month. Teams that are used to playing September, October baseball, winning at this time of the year. And the other thing is, the amazing thing is, you look at Houston and how powerful this offense has been. You'd expect them to be very swing happy and very, at times having a huge strikeout rate. They lead the MLB in terms of strikeouts per 9 innings. They're only striking out 7.5 times per game on average, which is, for a team that's blasting home runs and putting runs up left, right, and center, it's almost, it's really impressive as far as I'm concerned. And a guy like Kikuchi, who has struggled against this Houston team in his career, and like I said, against a Houston team that's feasting on left-handed pitching in games within the division that they have to win in September, it's just not. I don't think it's a formula for success for Seattle in this one.
All right, Chris, the Houston, the run line, -1.5 runs, -103 against the Mariners. This one has a start time of 7 p.m. Eastern Time, MLB Extra Innings Channel. Here with Chris Ruffalo's play here on the Astros. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Prim tonight. Well, we got those 3 games in prime time. We've talked about the Mariners game. We have the Angel game and Rangers, as well as that college football game is showing good profit past 30 days. 1,052 units of profit. That is all documented, so you can check it out over at Pick Dogs Prim, over at Chris's profile page where the plays are documented. What do you have going on over at the site?
Guys, don't check out the 30-day leaderboard because my clothes are all over the place because that's how long I've been living on the 30-day leaderboard. But it's been a great month. What can I say? I mean, it's been a ton of competition. Like you say, you see guys like Tony Brown out there who was on a fantastic run himself. The 7-day leaderboard, guys, go check those out. You got some of the best handicappers in the world up there. As far as me tonight, well, I've got my 10-star college football monster play for tonight. Definitely a play you do not want to miss out on. As far as the rest of it, we got, as always, the 3/7 30-day passes for just me or the 2-for-1 capper deal. Season passes are up there as well. We still got the MLB season pass where you can still make a ton of money from now until the final out of the World Series, or the football packages, NFL, college football, or the combo pass, which is, you guys unfortunately missed out on a pretty good deal, but it's still a great price right now for the combo pass. We got it up for $750 right now. Check that out because it's going to be a year of making money all the way up until the end of 2021 and through bowl season and to the Super Bowl. So go over and check it out. I can promise you won't regret it.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Prim. You see the numbers here the past 30 days, 1,052 units of profit. He's got his college football monster play right now. Destroy your bookie right now with this play from Ole Miss and Louisville. And, of course, you can go long-term with Chris with those winnings. He has that 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. If you want to mix the selections in there for 30 days, get your baseball, get your college football, get your NFL with that 30-day all sports pass from Chris Ruffalo. And, of course, add a second capper with 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater savings. You can add them up with his Puck Dog with Rod Sawacki. You can add them up with Big Al McMorty, El Ninos. We've got Joe D'Amico, Trey Jordan. Pick a capper there on the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, let's continue on with the drive through here, joined by Chris. And I know we get to the 100 likes, and it's those 2 home run props. Are we getting closer, Chris?
We are at, I shouldn't say this, we're at 69 likes right now. So we're about 30 likes away. We've got over 100 people watching the show right now. So if everybody that's watching right now just hits the like button, that's all it takes. You guys are going to get those home run props for tonight. And I will give you guys a little bit of a teaser. They are both over plus 500s individually. Wow. So some great value on those 2 home run props tonight. Check those out. Get those likes coming in because I can promise you guys don't want to miss out on this.
You don't. It's a Monster Monday. Chris got some monster home run props. Let's get those thumbs up, those likes coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Time for El Ninos, who was back, I guess, in his car from the poker room. That noise was loud in that Rays Red Sox game. I know it hurt Jovan. He was in Boston. You're over in Tampa.
Yeah, it must have been 2 very different reactions out there, but yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, I was in the car getting the show ready right around the time they wrapped the game up, but they must have had their fun in there, that's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, here we go, Al. 9 Eastern Time, MLB Extra News Channel. Angels here to host the Rangers. The Angels laying $1.24, total of 9.
Yeah, this should be. They're coming off a 10-run game yesterday, so Junk lived up to his name last night and gave up a whole bunch of runs. And Berea hasn't been much better this season. I expect the Rangers to go off on him again. You got a nice home run prop there already. AJ Alexi, who's going to be starting for the Rangers, hasn't quite been figured out yet, but I think Otani and the rest of the gang can get a few runs off him tonight. And but I'm mostly focused here on the Rangers going off on Berea. I'm also looking at the Rangers team total over. I saw it at 3.5, really juiced, but I would try to look for a 4 closer to even money if you can find that. But yeah, I'm looking at the over here. I expect both teams to get some runs, especially the Rangers. And the wind is blowing out as well, about 9 miles per hour last time I checked. So that should help us out here. Both teams have played to the over, are both over 50% to the over. So expect another over game for these two teams with not the best lineups in the world, but definitely not the best pitching either. And they definitely have some guys that can hit the ball deep. So expect this one to go over.
All right, now Ninos Series takes Angels Rangers over the total of 9.5 here. And, I will take note here with this one here because Alexi has been razor sharp in the minors. High strikeout rate, low walk rate, low ERA. I think his ERA has been under 2L when in both AA and AAA. So this is a really good prospect here going for the Rangers.
Well, let's see how good he is tonight. Let's see how long he can keep his zeros up.
All right, what say you, Chris?
I'm gonna want to hear what you guys think about this, but I think there is something to be said for the level of anonymity that Alexi has, because no lineups have really seen him. We've only seen him in one start, and you can really only analyze the game film from the minor leagues and the one start, but it's a whole different ball of wax when you're having 95-mile-an-hour fastballs coming at you at the plate. So the over, I definitely think, is in play once we get into the bullpens, but I think it's going to be tough, at least early on, because if Alexi's success is going to carry over from the minor leagues, then he looked good in his debut. That's where I'm at in this one. But again, it's one start, so it's hard to really gauge. But like I said, these are two of the least reliable bullpens, I think, in the American League. So I lean towards the over once we're getting later in the game.
That's where it looks at here, where the over can be a possibility, because both the Rangers and the Angels bullpen not the greatest. I think the ERA's near 5 here with the Angels at home, Rangers on the road. But we'll see how this Alexi, like you said, we'll see how they got tape on him with that one start. We had 4 strikeouts, but again, only 5 innings in that start for Alexi. We'll see how he goes here, but coming off a really good minor league season here, getting his second start for the Rangers. Al says Angels Rangers over a total of 9. This one has a start time 9 Eastern time over on MLB Extra News Channel. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wow, look at this. 796 units of profit for you the past 30 days. We got those 2 baseball games up there. We've got the Ole Miss and Louisville game. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, my baseball action is pretty much done for the day, but I still have my play on the college football game. Took it pretty easy on week 1, but did go 2-1, so hope to get another win for us tonight. And so yeah, check that out, or the long-term passes. Great time to pick a package up with all these sports getting played at the same time. So yeah, check those out. And as we always say, the 2 for 1, get more picks and a better bang for your buck there.
That's right, guys. Get on board with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you really do think Alexi's going to have another strong start, I would look at that Rangers team total over, and maybe wait for a good moment to live bet, maybe after the Rangers are done batting, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to tell you which inning, but if it's still low and you get a nice low total to bet it over a live spot halfway through an inning, I think it would be a good time to take a shot on that too.
All right, guys, so get on board here with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Nearly 800 units of profit past 30 days. That is all documented. You can see his results when you go over to his profile page over there at Pick Dogs Premium. Tonight, well, he's got that. He's got his big play from college football going on. So get on board with that. You can also go with Al with that 3, 7, and 30 Al Sports Pass. His college football season passes are up there. So get on board with Al. And don't forget, he's also part of that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Add a second capper, even greater value with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll talk to you a little bit later here on the recap.
Yeah, we'll see you in a minute.
All right, Al Ninos here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue on here with our coverage. How are we looking, Chris?
Oh, we're definitely leaving it down to the wire. We're at 92 right now. We need 8 more likes over the course of Tony's segment and the recap. And we'll get you guys that home run prop 2-leg parlay for tonight, or even if you want to break them up individually, still some great value there.
All right, we'll go to my play here. We'll try and get those. We got to get those thumbs up, guys, to get those likes. The game will be starting at the top of the hour.
No.
No. Okay, so we do have some time.
So actually, let me check. Hold on. Let me check. You do your thing, and I'll give me about 30 seconds.
All right, I'm going to look here. I'm going to look at a college football game here for Saturday. Army to host Western Kentucky. Army is now actually up to 6.5 points. There's been line movement on this game. Total sits at 54. And my pick on this one, I'm going to go ahead and what did I do here? All right, let's go ahead and sorry, I've got to put in my pick here. I'm going to go ahead and take Army here. It's now up to 6.5. I like it at 6.5 still. Listen, impressive start for the Black Knights. They pounded Georgia State to begin the 2021 campaign. 258 yards on the ground to the Panthers, 177 yards. But their defense was only on the field for 18 minutes, so they'll be fresh with this one. Of course, Western Kentucky faced an FCS school in the opener, but the concern for the Hilltoppers, only 4 starters back on defense. You're going to face the triple option here with 1 week to prepare. 3 first-year starters on the offensive line for Western Kentucky. I like Army minus the 6.5 here, Chris.
I'm telling you, I got to agree with you. But I look at the under here as well, just because Army is very, very proficient at chewing up the clock. And Western Kentucky, well, I'd like to see them score, but the problem is you can't score when Army's got the ball and they're running the ball down your throat. So I'm with you on Army on the under. And just for reference, that game is going off at 7:10. We do have the light goal.
We got the light goal. Okay, so let's go to Chris. Before we go to recap, let's get the light goal. Let's get the home run props from Chris.
All right. Well, we'll be short and sweet with it so that Tony can let you know what he has going on the board tonight. But definitely 2 picks I like. We're talking about this Houston and Seattle game. Yusei Kikuchi really struggling against the Houston Astros, and 2 players that actually had home runs in that game where Lance McCullers and Yusei Kikuchi started against each other. Kyle Seager and Yuli Gurriel. They both had home runs in that game, and they both have had success against the opposing pitcher. Gurriel, 5 for 19 in his career with 3 extra base hits, including a pair of homers against Kikuchi. And Kyle Seager, 11 of 45, 244 bat average, but 6 extra base hits and homers. I believe Seager's going off the board at plus 525, Gurriel at plus 575. Parlay those 2 up, you're getting plus 4,100 for those 2. So definitely check those out tonight.
All right, check them out tonight, guys. Chris Ruffalo with his home run props. We got over the 100 like goal. Check out Pick Dogs Premium. I got my best bet from college football this week. It was a long wait. We had to wait till Monday, and we got to it. So it's my best bet right now, available over at Pick Dogs Premium. It's a college football play between Louisville and Ole Miss. So get on board with that. Of course, I'm also part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Match me up with any capper on the board there over at Pick Dogs Premium for my 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. Great value there over at the side. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Now it's time for the recap, and El Ninos will join us here on this segment. All right, we started off here with Brian with Adolis Garcia to hit a home run, plus 330. Joe D'Amico, Washington football team to win the NFC East, plus 185. Kevin, Ole Miss, Louisville, under 74.5. Jovan Burts, Khalil Mack to win NFL Defensive Player of the Year at plus 1,500. Trey was on the Buccaneers Cowboys over 52 for Thursday Night Football when they start the season. Chris, Astros run line minus 1.5 runs minus 103 against the Mariners. El Ninos was on Angels Rangers over 9. Yours truly on Army. Now it's up to minus 6.5 against Western Kentucky. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I've got to stick with Joe D'Amico. I think of all the teams in the NFC East, the Washington football team has the best chance of taking it home with that defense. So I'm on Washington with Joe D'Amico.
All right, let's go over to Al. Al, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I just talked about the Rangers going off, so why not go with Garcia to hit a home run at plus 330.
All right, Garcia a home run at plus 330. And I'm going to go with Trey's Buccaneers Cowboys over 52. I think the Cowboys will be chasing the Bucs in this game, so a lot of passing. That means a lot of worn-out defenses in the second half. We saw what happened there with that Notre Dame Florida State game in that second half when these players play in that Florida heat and humidity. These defenses start to wilt in the second half, especially in week one where there's not a lot of conditioning. These players don't play full 4 quarters. Some of them don't even play a half, because they're afraid to death they're going to get hurt. So they're not ready for that conditioning wise for this type of game. And you add on the heat and humidity of Florida. That's a tough spot there to play in. All right, that'll just do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Tune in again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have a full book of 8 cappers on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games and free sports picks for the games in prime time. Of course, it all gets started with the morning show. Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bitler, Joe Madden will sprinkle her in during the weekend, and she'll make some appearances in that morning show as well. So check it out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And of course, we'll be back here at 6 Eastern Time. Let's bring in the crew for tonight. We'll wave good night to everybody. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk to you guys